Hello and welcome to my review of the Radioddity R2. I've had this radio for a little while now, finally got round to testing it for you guys. As you can see, it comes with a very basic manual, an earpiece for Vox operation, although I never used that function. A rugged, well-made radio this, of a fairly decent weight, very similar to the 888 radio. Claims to offer 2 watts of output power in the frequency range of 400 to 470 megahertz, and it's fully programmable using downloadable software from the Radioddity website. The radio comes featured with a standard Kenwood type 3.5 and 2.5mm interface there for your standard earpiece or voice headset, and it comes also with a very basic belt clip, which I'll show you in just a moment. Now, the side of the radio comes with just the one PTT button, the nice bright rubberized orange button. The other indent is basically just that, it's just an indent. There's not actually any button in there at all. It's a male SMA connector in the top and dual volume and channel control selection there on the 2 knobs. It goes up quite loud, this radio, at full volume, and fully quietening on the lowest setting. It's got a nice feel to it. It does feel nice and rugged, and you just see the little indent there for the belt clip. Now the battery itself claims to be a 3.7 volt 1.1 ampere hour battery. I've not tested out the battery's capacity, but they normally don't disappoint. I very rarely have problems with these cheap Chinese radios, batteries running out. The battery slides into place on the back and clips firmly into place. Feels nice and snug and tight on the back of there. I don't think that's going to be going anywhere in a hurry anyway. Now the charger, this is incredibly light because it's a USB charger. There's literally nothing in that. It's incredibly light. It's the lightest charger I've ever actually tested. Plugs directly into USB, and it's a nice basic charger. Just sits in there and charges away. The usual orange light while charging, green light once it's charged. This is the belt clip that I mentioned. It's rather unusual. I've not seen one quite like this. It's very basic, but it does seem to offer a fair bit of strength. The radio also comes with your standard UHF wire antenna there. Now the belt clip, which I mentioned earlier, just slides in from the top there. I don't see any problems with this on such a lightweight radio, this being an issue. There's not a huge amount of give in it. It's not as springy as some of the sprung clip type belt clips, but I'm sure I certainly think it should suffice. One advantage, it does sit flat when you lie down on the table. And as I always like to show how easy the radios is to connect into the charger, I've just shown it there. Plugged in, as already mentioned, the light glows orange. Didn't take long. This was almost fully charged. At this point, the battery was just pulling 0.73 of an amp to charge it. Here's a few photos for you of the radio on the desk. And here's the radio in operation.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Now the software is available off the Radioddity website. I'll show you that in a little while. Setting the communication port as you normally would do with your cable, then read the data in from the radio, and you'll see from the data once it's in there why you must change the channels that these come fixed on. As you can see, we shouldn't be using some of those frequencies here in the UK. So basically set your squelch level and all your bits and bobs that you need to set in there, your timeout timer and your Vox if you want to enable that. I always turn that off. It's a fairly limited menu. You can't do a great deal in this menu, but once you've used one of these types of bits of software, you've used them all really. And so this, what I tend to normally do is actually save the initial download from the radio, but I haven't actually done that with this one. I'm just wiping it and I'm going to enter in some PMR frequencies into here to do my usual tests with. What I was going to also show you is this offers this Scrambler function. So what I've done on this channel here is I've enabled the scramble function so I can show you what that sounds like on transmit. It sounds very different to some of the other scramble functions I've heard, and it certainly does a very good job of scrambling the audio, and it's not a simple voice inversion type scrambler either. It seemed to work well. I'll show you that in a little minute. We'll see what it sounds like. It certainly sounds unintelligible. So let's go back over to me. Right, we're going to see what this scrambler function sounds like. I never used the scrambler function, never got any need for it, but we'll try it out and see what it sounds like, and we'll record it on the SDR. So you can see what it hears like. I'm going to do my usual, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, okay? And we'll see what it sounds like with the scrambler function on. Okay, the quick brown fox jumped over, oh, got to turn it on first. 15, right. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Now I heard that in my headphones, that sounded really, really weird, so I'll play that back for you now. You can see how strange that sounds. Any filters that I could try, and I tried just an inversion. It made no difference. And Audacity is a very good program for this. It's a free download and it offers loads and loads of filters. I couldn't find any filters that would touch it, so I gave up. So yeah, the scrambling does seem to work well. Over to the power on this anyway. As you can see, we're on UHF channel 15, which is PMR channel here, and we're getting just over a watt. Okay, which is about on par with all the other Chinese radios that I test. A watt. Some of these ridiculous claims of 7 watts out of a 4-volt battery, hilarious. And I thought I'd do a field strength test as I normally do. It's just for a bit of fun. It's not scientific at all, but it just does give you a rough idea of how the radios will perform, and it seems to tie in with the real world expectations. So yeah, we're looking at about a 30. And if you look at some of my other videos, you'll see how the field strength is actually quite accurate in that sense. Yeah, so Radioddity website, there's a full information about this radio. Look, it's $14.99. I think of these cheaper Baofeng 888 copies, this is probably one of the better ones, particularly with the voice scrambler. I'd say it's pretty much one of the best, if not the best. I do like the Kaysen that I tested, the X30 Plus. I really like that radio because it's slim and it's also powerful as well with the good audio. If you go onto the Radioddity website, you can get the software, like I say, from this download link here, and you can get drivers as well for your cable. I don't have the Prolific cable, so I don't need those. So I just installed the software and connected up, and it all worked fine. So that's a good site to go to. Radioddity website is one of the better Chinese websites actually for information. Okay, right, let's take this radio out to site and see exactly what it can do. Right, we're at location A. The sun has decided to come out and it's not snowing, which is good. We'll go and test the Radioddity R2 from location A. Don't see this being too much of a problem with 1 watt. We should go and try it and see what it sounds like. Right, Radioddity R2. This is G7LNK portable. G7LNK portable at location A, 3 miles from base, with the Radioddity R2 testing the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Let it go. This is G7LNK portable. G7LNK portable at location A, 3 miles from base, with the Radioddity R2 testing the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Right, we're at location B with the Radioddity R2. We'll see how we get on from here. Conditions are pretty good. It looks like, well, the rain's just about holding off, so we should be okay. It's nice and warm anyway. Always going to be noisy at this location in the day, unfortunately. Let's go and try this radio out and see how we get on location B, 6 miles. This is G7LNK portable, Golf 7 Lima November Kilo portable with the Radioddity R2 at location B, approximately 6 miles, testing the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. This is G7LNK portable, Golf 7 Lima November Kilo portable with the Radioddity R2 at location B, approximately 6 miles, testing the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Right, what do I think of the Radioddity R2? Well, I think it's a really good radio, this one, for the money. As you saw on that website, it was $14.99 delivered, and dollars that was. I don't think you can really beat that. As far as the BF 888 variants go, I think this is one of the very best that they do. It's got the plastic belt clip, which might put people off, but really it's quite sturdy. I don't think you're going to have any issues with that. It's got a good battery life, it looks like to me anyway. And you can make your mind out what you think it sounded like there on the recording, and see what you think. Have a look at some of my other videos and compare them. I've reviewed many radios very similar to this, so you can go through all my videos and have a look and compare them to see what you think. So yeah, I highly recommend this radio. With that, I shall leave you now. Keep an eye on the channel for more videos to come. There's a lot more content on the way, so please click the like button if you haven't already done so, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. It really helps me when you do that. I really appreciate it. Thank you ever so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. 73.